Yes, a beautiful song coming in from the one and only Dua Lipa, playing in over here on 88.3 City Radio. We're still live and direct, transmitting and broadcasting from the heart of Africa, the land of 1,000 hills. It's such a great pleasure to be here with you. It is a public holiday. If you're still at home and getting some rest, good for you, my dear. Unfortunately, I have to be here. But the good part of it all, I'm not alone. I have Bright Bashil, of course, is also in the studio with us. I have beautiful, amazing, powerful, ambitious, and incredible souls that are going to be joining me in the conversation. But right now, I have the amazing, beautiful Ambassador Dr. Nobomi. She's in the studio with me this beautiful morning. And it is still a quick reminder, the 12th of August, 2024. Now, throughout the weekend, I happened to be in a lot of places and meet incredible people and witness powerful moments, inspired, motivated. But we're going to get into that. Now, every Monday, we get to recap on what happened over the weekend, as usual. But this Monday, we're recapping what happened over the weekend with evidence and souls that made the weekend more exciting. It was one of those moments. The whole weekend was impacted by an event that happened to be the topic of the weekend. It broke the internet. Just to give you a clue, it was all about women empowerment. Now, if you haven't seen my post yet, you're missing out. If you're tuned in, well, keep it tuned. We're going to have a beautiful moment. But I'd love to introduce to you, my dear, the beautiful, amazing, powerful Ambassador Dr. Nobomi. And she's all the way from South Africa. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to actually read you her bio and her credentials. I know a few things, but I need to read this because when I was reading your bio, I was like, I need to get serious with my life. Yeah? She's a youth advocate, a Pan-Africanist, a model, a speaker, a brand ambassador, an African leader. She is the founder and director of the Nobomi Foundation, a Jet Age Nation Builders Ambassador. That is still in South Africa. The Southern Africa coordinator of the Jet Age Nation Builders, my dear, and the Young Female Leader of the year 2023. Now, she runs a non-profitable organization and she has her eyes on the prize, and she's been doing this for quite some time. She's very ambitious, very strong at heart and mind. You can top that off as well. My dear Ambassador Doctor, welcome to Rwanda. Welcome to City Radio 88.3. It's a pleasure to have you here. A good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning, Maramutse, Rwanda.
Oh, high five. I love that.
Good morning.
I love that.
And back home, you would say Sanbonani.
Sanbonani.
Sanbonani, yes, which is good morning.
Wow, that's amazing. Welcome, Doctor. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm blessed. I'm honored to be here.
Wow, we are honored to also have you here. The pleasure is all ours.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so briefly, for the sake of our listener who's tuned in right now, listening to you, briefly introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. If I left anything out in your bio, in my introduction, you'll bear with me. But please, briefly, for our listeners.
It's almost hard to believe that I am the person you introduced while reading my bio.
Wow.
My name is Ambassador Dr. Nobomi Tshongweni. I'm a fashion, beauty, and lifestyle model. I am based in Johannesburg, South Africa. I work as a market research facilitator for a number of market research companies. And basically the work that I do in that regard is with regards to brand and customer satisfaction.
Amazing.
I am also the brand ambassador for a number of the brands that I model for. I've been modeling for the past 3 years now. I am a modeling coach since I've been modeling for so long.
Okay.
But more than anything, I am the founder and director of the NOBOMI Foundation, which is an organization that works to bridge the gaps of need in impoverished communities in Johannesburg. It is a project that is very close to my heart. I think it is a part of my purpose and calling, and it has been an absolute pleasure, tending to the needs of humanity. We cater to the youth in schools. I've done a lot of projects with a lot of the schools back home. Women and children in children's homes in need. And now recently, I'm also proud to announce that we've collaborated with an elderly daycare center in Tsakane, which is an area where I am from.
Wow.
Just to help facilitate, some activities, recreational activities for the elderly, because they do get bored and they do get lethargic, spending their time at home.
True.
And so we facilitated creating a gardening project for them, which, helps rehabilitate, even some of the community to promote sustainable living, but also restore the dignity in some of our communities.
Wow. Amazing, Ambassador Doctor. Wow, I love your self-introduction. It actually opens up the whole book and how we're going to dive into this conversation. Now, we can't begin without me asking, and before that, once again, just for the sake of our listener, to say welcome to Rwanda, Murakazeneza. How is your visit so far? With you, I'm going to go with the wow moments. No name moments, for that another time.
Oh, I've had only wow moments.
What was your first reaction when you stepped off the plane? It's your first time here, right?
It's my first time in Rwanda. So I was obviously incredibly excited and curious to see Kigali. We've had a WhatsApp group with all the ladies around the past event. And so I've heard the ladies saying, the city and the country of 1,000 hills. And obviously I wanted to see the hills.
Yes.
And I landed quite late in the evening. So you can imagine, my eyes and my excitement seeing all the lights on the sort of, drawing an image of the hills and the scenery around the city. It was quite warm, which is quite surprising for me because in South Africa we are in our winter season.
Yes.
Almost leaving our winter season into our autumn season. And so it was quite warm. That was refreshing. That was exciting for me because I figured, okay, I get to, be out and about during the day and see and do some nice activities in the warm weather. I was greeted by friendliness and warmth by Rwandans, which is always very helpful and always very accommodating. It helps put one at ease when you're traveling into a foreign country, and so that I think has also set the tone for my visit because everyone has been exceptionally friendly, exceptionally accommodating. I feel like I'm at home. You are at home. I feel at home. Hospitality is our strongest key. It is. It definitely is. I can attest to that. Yes, we're always happy to have you here. Well, Ambassador Doctor, let's now dive into the whole reason for this interview and conversation. Yes. And the topic this morning is women empowerment and advocate for the youth. Now, you're no stranger to that. Yes. But before I would ask you this, how's your journey been as an advocate for the youth, not only back at home, not only for the African continent, but for you, it's in your eyes, the passion. Even when you talk about it, I see it leaking, Even when we had a conversation the first time we met, you're so passionate about the stuff, the work that you do. Yes. But I've also I found out something interesting as well. You're a Pan-Africanist. Yes. So, before my first question, your journey to advocate for the youth, what does Pan-Africanism mean to you, Ambassador, Doctor? Well, I identify as South African because that is where I'm from, that is where I was born and raised. That is a part of my DNA. But more than anything, I am African, and so that means that I am responsible for any African person, any African child, any African youth, any African, mother, father, the elderly, that means to say, that I can go anywhere in the world and on the African continent rather, and feel at home and feel the need to add value and do some value addition wherever I am from, because we are all African, we are all brothers and sisters. Yes. Oh, wow. And then your journey to the advocate for the youth in Africa, your work. So I'll tell you how that came about. I only recently coined myself as a youth advocate, and I went through a course, going into advocacy, and I recently got my certification as well in advocacy. But it's a practice that I've done for since the conception of my foundation. And how it came about is through my tertiary studying. I unfortunately was not able to complete my studies, right, due to the inability my mom had, financially to complete paying for my studies. And so I found myself in a situation where I had to go back home. And I'm idling at home. I don't have anything to do. I'm depressed and I'm sad over this hurdle that I'm experiencing. The situation, of course. And I would visit the local library. Just to get my mind off things. And I realized, well, at the library, around the afternoon when school comes out and the kids are loitering around in the community, they don't really have much to do, and they're not entertained. And I figured, even with the school leaving sort of like kids, I don't want them to find themselves in the same situation that I had, where yes, maybe you might not have the financial resources from home to complete your studies, but let's create a culture and a community where you have a place to go, and you have the skill set as well as the mindset from the support around you to help you get through tertiary. And so that came about, and I said, I really don't want anybody else going, if I can help it, I don't want anyone going through what I'm going through. And I then felt the need to stand up and do something about it. And I mean, I didn't exactly know how I was going to go about it, but I knew that at the heart of this idea and this passion, I really wanted to tend to the needs psychologically, because I was also suffering psychologically during that moment. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and then eventually work my way to being able to financially and physically assist those that would need help. And over the years, that kind of approach I've done it and facilitated that in many ways. And yeah, that's really where it came from. I wouldn't want anyone going through some of the hurdles that I went through, if I can help it, of course. You can't save the world, but at least if you can start with one person, I think you would have done a whole lot for.
Amazing. I love that. I love the ambition that you have and the drive to actually do that.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna go for a short commercial break to get our bills paid, and then we'll return. We're still with the good ambassador, Dr. Nobomi. She's still in studio with us. For you, my dear, who's still listening in, today it is dedicated to the women, and we're empowering women. You should as well. And of course, advocating for the youth in the continent and across the globe. We'll be back shortly. Still 88.3 City Radio here in Rwanda, Kigali.
88.3 City Radio.
Listen to you, my dear. If you haven't joined the Canal Box family, you're missing out. This is a quick reminder for you. Join the Canal Box family for super fast, unlimited internet. Subscribe to Canal Box. All you have to do is just dial the magical number. That is 8600 for more information. Now, guess what? This summer, 2024, Canal Box is giving back to the whole neighborhood and to you as well. If you want to beat the deadlines and, of course, not miss out on any emails, on the delayed emails, well, for super fast unlimited internet, that is Canal Box. Beautiful music, my piano, Ambassador Doctor. This one goes out to you, dedicated to you.
Thank you.
Tell me, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you listen to a piano, you being South African? You feel proud and you're like, I told you, don't joke with South Africa. Huh?
I think of like, music as a way of uniting people and unifying people.
You know?
I think of unity, I think of vibes, I think of like happiness and joy, because people love music. I love music.
I know. And of course, this time around, I also have the incredible Dr. Mandy as well. She is in the studio as well right now. She just joined us. How are you, my dear? Welcome to the show. How are you feeling? Can you hear yourself?
Yes, I can.
Good morning, doctor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, for the sake of our listeners, I'm going to let you introduce yourself briefly. A very good morning to you. Oh, I'm going to do something, actually. Let me do something. Dr. Mandy happens to be also another certified business and life coach. And she also is an event planner, wedding planner, an image consultant, events designer, a founder of the She Millionaire Ladies. And that is a business movement. And not only that, she's also an author. Yeah? Doctor, did I get halfway your bio?
Yes, you did.
Yes, but briefly, for the sake of our listeners here at 88.3 City Radio, Rwanda, Kigali, we would love to know. Give us a brief background of yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, an honor.
So, I'm Dr. Mandy. I'm a certified life and business coach.
Yes.
A neuro-linguistic practitioner.
Wow.
I'm the founder of She Millionaire Ladies Business Expo. I'm the African etiquette consultant.
Wow.
The founder of Limpopo School of Etiquette.
Wow.
So it's known as Limpopo School of Etiquette, but when it's outside South Africa, it's Lim School of Etiquette.
Oh, Lim School of Etiquette.
Yes, I'm a God-fearing woman.
Very important. I love that.
Yes, and I'm a loved woman.
Wow.
Yes, with
amazing 3
kids.
Wow.
And a loving husband.
Wow.
I call him the real boss behind the boss lady.
High five for that. Let me tell you something. We don't. We don't. Dr. Mandy.
Yes.
We're going to get to, of course, to how we all met. Okay. Ambassador Dr. Nobomi and you as well.
I had forgotten a new author.
I said you were an author. That I remember. I was actually reading your book. I was just like 3 pages in.
Oh,
and it kept on playing in my mind, the speech that you had at the AWAA Award. Very aggressive and powerful. You know? It was that girl moment where like, okay, the women today, this generation, this time, you're not playing.
No, we're not.
So it's an honor to have you here. Welcome and join us. We're still having a conversation. We were actually getting into it with Ambassador Doctor, and we're talking about women empowerment, which is a very strong topic. We're recapping on what happened over the weekend. And I'm going to kickstart off after the short commercial break with you. What inspires you and what makes it easy and what motivates you to pursue this career, this profession of women empowerment? Because when you're giving your speech, you're very aggressive and it looked like you're passionate about it as well. Like you're talking about it because I could see when you're talking, you are strong-minded, strong at heart, not muscular. Like most of us would want to believe, especially from the male side. But you're strong-minded and at heart with this mission and movement. When I say women empowerment, what comes to your mind?
When you say women empowerment, what comes into my mind is my background.
Okay.
And the woman that I was before I was empowered.
Yes.
Like they always say, empowered women empower others. So
wow.
I'm not happy with that. Woman who was not yet empowered. That's why when I communicate, when I talk with women, it takes me back to the kind of woman that I was before I was empowered. And I want to drag all of them to say, don't stay there. Let's empower each other. Let's collaborate. There's more to life when you are empowered.
Yes, very much so. Ambassador Dr. Nobomi, I'm going to jump back to you as well. Now, we're talking about your foundation.
Yes.
The Nobomi Foundation.
Yes.
We already got to the point of what inspired you. A very powerful story. I think the literature about your story should be put out more, if you ask me.
I plan on doing so.
Yes. If you don't, City Radio, we shall. We'll advocate for you as you advocate for the rest.
Thank you.
Yeah. And your foundation, what are the programs? What are the programs that you have there for the youths as you advocate for their well-being?
So we're lucky and blessed and honored, privileged really, to have had campaigns that have run successfully for the past 3 years now. And they've all been, well received and supported by my community, and we've had a number of sponsors come on board. And I'll start off with what I have coined. So I coin and will give a term to each campaign because of how special it is and how sacred it is to me, and the work that I get to do and impact that I get to drive through each campaign. And so we have the winter drive, which starts, from the month of April and spreads out throughout the winter season in South Africa, where clothing donations, shoes, food, essentials, detergents, monetary sort of like donations can also be made to an organization or organizations that I would have identified as being in need. And this also is not excluding different homes and individuals that are in need in our communities. And how we go about that is we have a database of individuals, and we work very closely with ward councillors and community leaders that help identify those in need, which makes it easier for us to bridge the gap and directly assist whoever is in need. That is one. The second project is the AMB Siyofunda school shoe campaign. And in isiZulu, AMB Siyofunda means let's go learn or let's go to school. It would allude to let's go to school. And in that campaign, we do a distribution of school shoes to children in need and who don't necessarily have school shoes that are in the best condition at school, because we know how being or not being able to show up as your full, most confident, best self at school, impacts the results, that one would have at the end of the term or at the end of the year. As well as, we know the victimization and bullying that takes place in schools where, you have children that are lacking and you have those that are, better off or more privileged, and how that affects as well the mindset of those kids. And so we help curb and address those issues by assisting those kids with mainly school shoes in that program, but of course, school supplies, school books, school uniform, if our sponsors are able to help us out with that. I also now recently have started through the foundation facilitating what I spoke of about the gardening project. So we made a big contribution to assist the ladies kickstart the launch for that gardening project as well.
Wow, amazing. We're going to go for a short breather. When we return, we're still together with the powerful ladies, Ambassador Dr. Nobomi and the good Dr. Mandy as well in studio with us over here. We're still talking about women empowerment and advocating for the youth. Keep it tuned. I'll be back shortly with some more info with the ladies.
The latest hits and the greatest memories. 88.3 City Radio.
Yes, stability coming in from Ari Star, another young, powerful African lady doing music, signed to Marvin Records all the way from Nigeria. And she's also giving other female artists a run for their money and representing the continent and making us proud as Africans over here when it comes to the Afro beats. You're still live and direct over here on 88.3 City Radio. It is the morning switch, and I have two beautiful women, powerful and very inspirational and motivating. Now, let me tell you something, my dear. This weekend was not like any other weekend. Now, it's very rare for me to actually get a challenge, and I think about the challenge and I get beaten at the challenge, and I accept the challenge and I take it to mind and heart that I need to learn from this challenge. The challenge was, I happened to be the host of the red carpet, and that was at the AWAA Awards 2024, the first edition that was held in Rwanda, Kigali to be exact, at Onomo Hotel. And that was all about the African Women Achievers Awards 2024. Now, there's two beautiful ladies, ambassadors, and both their rightful and respective owners and doctors at the same time. The ambassador, Dr. Nobomi, she's still here all the way from South Africa, and Dr. Mandy as well from Zimbabwe, but also lived in South Africa. You still do?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, ladies, first of all, I am going to give you credit where it's due. I am very, I was inspired, I was motivated meeting both of you with all your respective platforms and your contributions and your achievements. I mean, not talking about anything else, but given the, let's say, the lifespan and the achievements that you have, your biography speaks for itself. When we spoke, when we met, when we conversated for that short minute, I was like, I need to get serious with my life. I'm telling you, I was like, I need to get serious with my life. I look at Dr. Mandy when she was giving the speech, I was like, I need to get serious. When I was seeing the ambassador, Dr. as well, Nobomi, I was like, I need to get serious. Like, Tony, you need to pull your socks up and, you know. And I'm not saying this because of the different sex type or anything, or being a male and you being respectful of women, but because that even with what you do, the passion you have and the drive. Now, let's get into the great event that both of you were honored and nominated, awarded, and you won, and you've been doing this for quite some time, and this is the first edition. What does our award 2024, what did it mean to you? I'll start with you, Ambassador Dr. Nobomi.
Thank you. So first of all, Tony, you are also doing fabulously well. Do not take that away from you. Do not take that away from
you.
No,
I know you're saying that because this is home advantage, but it's okay.
Thank you for the recognition. So the African Women Achievers Awards is an event that celebrates the achievements of African women across the continent. And like you said, you know, personally for me it was an honor to be one in Rwanda for the first time, but also to be convened with, you know, the caliber of women that were a part of this event. You have trailblazers, industry experts, and leaders in their own right, you know, from, you know, different African countries, and so that speaks to the magnitude of, you know, the energy and the contribution, you know, and the value addition that happens in that space. And so it's been an incredible honor for me, and I think we're all still buzzing from, you know, takeaways and highlights from the event. Wow.
And Dr. Mandy, for you, what does our award mean to you when you got the call and you arrived in Rwanda, Kigali? What does this mean for you? What did the weekend mean for you?
For me, when I got a call, it's made me feel that I'm doing something that got recognition.
Certainly.
Whether I'm going to get an award or not, but the fact that I've done something that have made people to call me.
Wow.
So it made me congratulate myself.
Congratulations and honor for both of you.
Thank you so much. So I said congratulations to you for doing something significant that has caught some people's attention.
Yes.
Because the whole idea is to make an impact and leave a legacy.
Yes.
So that means maybe this 1% or 10% of what I'm doing that made them to call me. And then arriving in Kigali, what stood out for me on the Africa Achievers Awards was the topic, the theme, the Africa that we want, collaboration over competition.
Wow.
It resonated with me deeply.
Exactly.
You know, because for a long time, people have, our minds have been conditioned to view success as something, a zero-sum game, something that is just done by few people. That's how our mind.
That's a fact.
Yes, that's how we have been conditioned. And I think AWAA was trying to reset and say, you know what, it's not about few people rising to the top. There is power when we collaborate together, when we stop competing against each other, when we support each other's dreams, when we leverage the diverse talents that we have and experience to build a thriving ecosystem.
Wow.
So this was what I got from AWAA, and it was so nice when we collaborated. And what was so significant, networking with like-minded individuals.
Yes.
And I got to meet her when I'm staying with the same country with her and not knowing her.
Ladies, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a breather. Hold that thought. We're going to go for a short commercial break and the news bulletin coming in with Brian Bashir. Keep it locked. I told you I have strong, powerful, beautiful ladies, and they're within the continent, and they're doing powerful work. You also face the challenge I did. I need to get serious.
88.3 City Radio. Hit music on your phone.
Hit music on your speaker.
88.3 City Radio.
Hare. How are you, my friend, today? My name is Kavish. I'm wanting to telling you something interesting. Very interesting, yaar. Yes, my dear. I'm back again. It is your friend Kavish. But this time around, I'm having a problem. I am not liking how people are referring to me as Muyindi. You're not seeing me talking like that, saying that you Nyaranda. No, I don't liking that. For example, last time I was in a certain place. I was going there. Very beautiful place. It is, what is it called in Kayo? I don't know. I'm forgetting the place. It is far away from the city. Kayonda, I don't know, Kanyono or something like that, yaar.
They say Kayonza.
Sorry?
They say Kayonza.
Kayonja. Okay, leave that. Let me finish my story here. What I'm trying to say, in Kayonja, there's somebody who's calling me Muyindi. But me, I'm never calling him Randan. I'm calling him by his name. So next time when you're seeing me, my dear, calling me Kavish, don't calling me Muyindi. No. It's very disrespectful, yaar. Okay? Bye.
Yes, that is the amazing Kavish, my friend. Always finding himself in trouble, if you asked me. Last time he's actually getting in trouble trying to book a very big, huge, monumental artist that is Dr. Jose Chameleone. You wouldn't believe what Kavish's argument was with Dr. Jose Chameleone. Anyway, nevertheless, you're still alive and direct over here on 88.3 CT Radio. A friend to all in Shutiavo say, when we say we're a friend to all, yes indeed, we're a friend to all. I got South Africa in the studio this morning. I got Zimbabwe in the studio this morning, and I got Rwanda in the studio this morning. So it is hashtag visit Rwanda. Ladies, back again with your honors, ambassadors, and doctorates. You're with honors. I was so happy for you guys because I feel like the achievement that you got is well deserved. To me, if you ask me, it was a little bit late. But thankfully to the ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Mayor King, for putting in the call and the initiative for the AWAA Awards. Yeah? But I want to know this. Let me tell you a story. My first, let me say, big win. You know that big win when you're a teenager? Yeah. I used to play basketball, and I was the point guard. And I was pretty good at it. So our team won the nationals. So that was really big. And you know, they give you these medals. My dear, I wore that medal for the whole week straight. I wouldn't let any dirt. I showered with it. I sat on the table with it. Every time I was trying to shine it, put Vaseline and dust it off. You know what I mean? Do you follow? I was so excited. I was proud of myself. I went to the mirror and I'm like, you're the man. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And until my mom was like, it's now getting old, you know? Because every time when someone would be talking to me, I'd put the medal out and I want you to, like, don't look in my eyes, you know, look at the medal. It says what? Read carefully. Next time, don't try to say anything. So with your trophies that you received on Saturday evening from the AWAA, did you keep your trophy on the light bulb? Did you sleep with the trophy? Did you take pictures? Did you send messages? I want to know, how was that moment for you with your award?
Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Yes.
So, of course, I was incredibly excited about receiving the trophy, right, and the award.
Yes.
Of course, I took pictures and I posted on my WhatsApp everywhere I could, and I was sending pictures to everyone back home. But in terms of, after the event, I will tell you that trophy is on my bedside at the hotel. My certificate.
It feels like in your mind you're like somebody's going to come and rob it or take it.
I am sleeping with my door locked and my trophy and my certificate on my bedside.
Oh wow, amazing. Dr. Mandy, how was it for you? How did you spend that night, that evening with your trophy?
For me, it was emotional.
Of course.
I took pictures. I'm one person who likes quality pictures.
Yes.
So I didn't post the first night because I really wanted proper pictures.
I understand.
And then Sunday, boom.
Next time you're like, don't play with me, my dear.
I just want you to visit my Instagram, my Facebook. You think I'm the only one who got the award the way I went all out. But what hit me home, it hit so much because when I hosted the awards in South Africa,
yes,
I had a very strong attack on social media.
Okay.
That bruised everything that I was doing.
Wow.
It's like I gave it my all, and someone just thought they can get likes and follows by tarnishing my name.
Yes, throwing dirt on your name.
So this woman went rampant. Like she spoke about me so strongly, and I had put in the work, man. I had worked. So you coming on social media and saying I'm not, it was not good, it was not proper, and saying all sort of stuff. I borrowed it inside because we fight battles differently.
Yes, I understand.
I just said I'm a woman of integrity. What I'm advocating for, I'm not going down to the streets and fight this woman, but I will let time expose and reveal everything about me. So when I got that award and I saw women posting well deserved, I found myself tearing.
Yes, soulless as well.
I was crying and I was like, okay, so there are those people that see that I really deserve.
Yes.
So it was emotional. It was something that brought back the fire to say, you know what, girl, keep at it.
Keep at it. Go, girl. To follow up with that question, Dr. Mandy, I'll ask you, your foundation and your movement, the She Millionaire business movement and campaign. Briefly, just give me a background on what it's all about.
Okay. So She Millionaire, it's not one word. It's She Millionaire.
She Millionaire.
Yes.
Wow.
In this organization, we are associating women with wealth.
With wealth.
Yes.
I'm happy to be a friend. And I'm excited and happy to be Ambassador Dr. Nobomi's friend as well. Wow.
Yeah. So we associate women with wealth. That's why we say She Millionaire. And then it's a boss lady with a wealth mindset. Yes.
Now I get it. It's an all-round thing.
Yes. So we want her to be a millionaire, but she needs to have...
Sorry about that. You wanted to be a millionaire. So you were saying, sorry, you can continue. You can continue.
So it's an organization that advocates for financial independence. We want a woman that has a wealth mindset. So you see everything we say, it's a boss lady with a wealth mindset. That's our motto.
Wow.
And she needs to be financially independent. How?
Amazing.
Through the summits that we do and through trainings. So recently this year I trained 87 women for free.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I trained them how to decorate because I've got a lot of equipment. And I also trained them brand marketing. I trained them how to start a business. So I took 2 days to train them and went into the practical side where I was now giving them skills, things that they can do. And then I gave them equipment for free. My equipment to go and do it home.
Yes.
And now they can come and hire from me at a discounted price and put something up.
Amazing.
So the whole idea is that I fight laziness. I don't like women who are lazy.
You pointed that out as well very clearly, and it was very hard.
When we are saying we want to empower women, it's not a fight. We are not saying men, they are not doing anything.
It's for you to take up your place.
It's for you to take up the place. But if someone pushes you and then you are not acting, then you cannot be a millionaire.
True.
So there has been an objectification of women. You go to an office, you say, I want to see a CEO. Our mind have been programmed that it's a man wearing a suit and not a woman. And when they are advertising Savannah or what, that's when they have women in bum shorts or bikinis and what. It's like that's the world that we...
I remember in your speech you also said that lady, they want to brand the car, the BMW.
The woman will be there, trust me, with nice lips and everything, but she's not the owner of the car. The man is the owner of the car. So we want to change that narrative.
Yes.
And say we can also be CEOs. We can also be presidents. We can also own those cars.
True.
But I want to deal with the women because you can't change the world unless you change yourself. Because we have women that have become a charity case. They just want to be given everything.
Yet you can go out there and get it for yourself.
Yet you can go and make your hands dirty by literally working, and then you come and look the part and be the part.
Amazing.
So that is the objective of She Millionaire. You see, I've changed now when we now talk about She Millionaire.
I know. You become passionate. It's in your eyes, I can see.
Yes, because when I trained 86 women, you can't believe what happened. Only 6 women came back to take the equipment that I gave them for free. The other 80 were at home posting their status and doing their thing. So it's not like women don't really want to be empowered, but we do have the ones that want to have to be given groceries and everything for free. Those ones are problematic.
A charity case.
If we want to be empowered, you also get ready to be empowered. Because now we have a problem with women who are saying we're not being empowered, but they don't want to work. How do I train? I used 2 days. That training is for 5,000 per day, but I sacrificed to train women. And when I trained them, they were taking pictures, putting on Facebook that they are getting a training. So the whole idea is changing now. Why do you want people to know that you are training and you're not executing what you are saying?
I love that.
So we have fake people that want to post themselves and do things and show things that they are not. So I am against that. Once you are a lazy woman, I don't want you around me, and I don't want you to associate with me. I want to associate with women who understand that social media is not for you to just get likes, because likes will not feed you. The people that have got 11 people are so much manipulated with celebrities.
Yes, the fame and fortune.
Yes, they all want to be like those people. But unfortunately, the social media has promoted madness and foolishness, that someone will be talking about something that is wrong and what get more liking than a businesswoman who's talking about something
important stuff.
Yes. So I would rather have 10 followers that are bringing business and adding value to me than to have 1 million followers that are promoting madness. So this is what we are fighting for at She Millionaire. And we are saying every woman should have a world mindset, not be a gossiper, not get into the marriage because they want someone to buy them a car. I am married, but I'm financially independent in my own marriage. I've got a man, but I don't call him to say, where are you, what, because I'm naked, I don't have things to do. No. And when he is buying me something, he thinks twice before he buys me anything, because he knows that I am of value. So I am not a woman who's sitting down for a man to come and, you know, those women, let me help you with these women. They've got a problem. They do have a problem because they come to church. You know, I'm a church leader.
God-fearing lady.
And we say, bring questions of what problems you're having in your marriage, then you get to have a woman saying, I'm not getting pocket money. From whose child do you want pocket money from? So that's She Millionaire. It's like, girl, you didn't come in for someone's money. This person is someone's child. We just got married, and that other person, you bring something to the table than to say he's not taking care of my mother. Who should take care of your own mother?
Amazing. Well, that is Dr. Mandy for you. Very aggressive. We're going to pick up this one, of course, next time. But we're going to go for a short breather. When we return, we're still with the good, amazing ladies. I'm learning a lot from these ladies. Keep it to Music Back.
88.3 City Radio.
Yes, my dear, you're still tuned in, and this is a quick reminder for you, my dear. If you have and you are stressed out with the delayed emails and the buffers of your internet, you need to join Canal Box. That is when you dial this magical number that is 8600. But guess what? They're giving back to the neighborhood and the community and to you too. Subscribe to Canal Box. They come through to your neighborhood, your home when you call them up, install the internet fiber, and the installation is free, and you also get a router. All you have to do is dial the magical number 8600. You won't go wrong. Yes, a beautiful song. That is Kante coming in and playing in over here on 88.3 City Radio, a friend to all. And I'm still with the beautiful, amazing ladies. That is Ambassador DR.NOBOMI. She's also here all the way from South Africa. And I have the good, amazing, and beautiful Dr. Mandy as well with us. And they have incredible achievements and contributions to their communities, not only back at home, but globally. And they're working super hard, and they are inspiring. If you ask me, they have to be on my list of sit down and beat it in my head. I need to change a few things in my life, trust me. But ladies, we're running out of time. I want you briefly to tell me the situation that is going on, because I feel you have a say with the work that you do, empowering African women, not only African women, but the women to the globe, and also advocating for the youth. There's a revolution that's going on, especially with the Gen Zs. We've seen the spark off in Nairobi, Kenya, and Kenya, the whole overall, and we've also seen it take place in Nigeria and other states, and bound to happen. The Gen Zs, the young, the youth, seem not to be happy. What is your view on this, Ambassador DR.NOBOMI? I'll start with you.
I'm never one to condone, mass demonstrations, especially, demonstrations that seek to endanger the lives of others. But equally so, we do need to acknowledge the impact, as well as, how demanding of attention, this calls to be, these demonstrations. I think on the upside, we do need to celebrate the fact that the youth is showing up, and taking a stand in and wanting to advocate and have an audible voice when it comes to, the systems that govern the respective nations. Of course, it is important to also practice, the right avenues in terms of communicating our needs, our concerns, and in more cases, more often than not, our disappointment, and our dissatisfaction with the powers that be, and the people that govern our countries and are sitting, in places where they are making decisions on our behalf. But I do urge, the youth to always be respectful and also maintain the dignity, because that they maintain, right, in communicating those aggressions. But of course, when necessary, I think it is also important to remind also, the ones that have come before us, that in order for us to have, a platform where, we always say that the youth is the future. For us to have that future and to stand a chance in the future, we do need, sort of like a smooth transition in the passing of the baton from those that have come before us to our generation. And so that needs a whole lot of commitment, that needs us to be lent, an ear or two, in being able to raise our concerns. And of course, like I said before, there is, methods and approaches to advocating certain issues and advocating for for the nation, respectively. And so I think it is an opportune time for the youth to get involved in driving, certain conversations and directing the narrative. But I would urge, Africans, the African youth, to be mindful in their approaches in communicating our needs.
I love that. Dr. Mandy, for you, what's your view on this? The situation, the revolution of the Gen Zs? Briefly.
I'm supporting what she said. Conflict resolution is very essential to find proper channels. But however, even though I'm from Zimbabwe, staying in South Africa has taught me that when we are celebrating the Youth Day, we are celebrating youth that stood out. So I think this is set precedence that if they don't want to hear us, then we have got to do whatever we have to do for them to hear us. So I've seen results in South Africa. I think she agrees with me when they really demonstrated, and today we celebrate those brave ones during the apartheid time. And if we get to a point where every leader who is ahead of us, those leaders that came before us, can also consider the emerging generation.
Amazing.
Because the African countries have been led by the ruling parties.
Amazing.
And it's a bit controversial what I'm going to say.
Okay.
They believe their way, yes, the way of leadership, that is what we are supposed to do. And the moment that we raise up and raise our concerns, the AMA 2K generation in the 90s, back then we didn't have a voice. You'd just keep quiet when the leader says something. But we need to understand the generation, the emerging generation, the ones that we are giving the baton stick to take over. It's not a generation where you tell them things and they say yes. It's not a yes generation.
It's a generation to go easy.
Yes, they will ask you why, where, and how. They just have, I've got kids. So I used to be that mother who was very tough until one of my children stood up and said, "No, Mama, you're not a boss here. We want to understand why we should wake up the time you're saying." So I then got to understood that we have got a different generation altogether, and we need to give them the baton stick, and we need to do it politely and get them into the system so that we can avoid those fights.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. It's been so great having you, but we need to take this up another time, and we'll definitely do. We'd love you to send our regards to all your beautiful respective nations. You're doing them proud and us proud as well. But I can't let you go without doing something. Let Bright come in right now. Ladies, we want to celebrate you and give you your flowers while you're still alive and you're here. So to each of you, that is your flowers. The City Radio family and the team, we say we congratulate you, we appreciate you, we love you, and we recognize you, and we see the work that you're doing, and it goes much for what is said. So the Morning Switch and of course the City Radio staff and management, we always love to give people their credit where it's due. And City Radio, you see what that word reads in Shuti Yabose? It means a friend to all. So we are friend to all. And to close the show, I am going to give you Rwandan names, because officially you are Rwandan as we speak now. And then we close the show. Well, I chose, I think, wisely. I tried. Dr. Mandy, you will go with Zuba, which means sun.
Wow.
And then Ambassador Dr. Nobomi, it will be Ingabire, which means gift.
Ingabire. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So next time when you step on the soil of Kigali, Rwanda, tell them I already have a Rwandan name.
It's just that my passport
Thank
is
you
not
so
mentioning
much.
it yet.
Thank you so much for having us on the show. This
It's
is
been
an
amazing
platform with the incredibly engaging conversations. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mandy, God bless you. Your last remarks, briefly, one word before we run out.
Kigali is peaceful and it's my second home. Thank you for having us.
Ambassador Doctor, your last word.
Rwanda definitely feels like home. I look forward to coming back here and again and again and again. And thank you so much for having us. God bless Rwanda.
Amen to that. All right, that has been the amazing, powerful ladies.
They're also going to dance, Sibjo.
Yes, they will dance.
The latest hits and the greatest memories. 88.3 City Radio.